Wow. But you already said, you know, it's the wild greens are an important part of the diet, but it is also, you know, the fruits. So what kind of fruits? Because, you know, sometimes the variety and the choice we can have in the supermarkets is probably not the really true wild food you were talking about. So what are, in addition to the wild greens, what are the kind of fruits you suggest for really optimal health and longevity?
Yes, you have always to get biological grown organic food. That is very important. I never buy anything than that. And I also collect the things outside. Yeah? There are always wild trees of apples and pears and plums full of here in Germany and also in the States. It depends, of course, where you live. But if you're lucky to live in a part where the coconuts come from the tree, oh God, that would be great. But also in countries like northern part of the United States or Europe here, Germany, there are a lot of fruits that you can take from the outside. You have to care a little bit and spend a little time in nature and have to study it and look what's going around you. I mean, there are hazelnuts and walnuts and sweet chestnuts for the fatty fruit. Of course, in the southern part of Europe, they grow avocados and so forth. So there's plenty of things. You have to make sure in your diet, in order to be always healthy and fit and at your best state, fatty fruit, fresh, juicy fruits, and to every meal, wild greens. Just study it a bit, but even your audience that isn't so familiar with that, they know dandelion, they know, of course, Vogelmeere, that is chickweed.
Chickweed, yes.
So many things they will know. Also, of course, stinging nettles.
Nettles,
I mean,
yes.
Marcus and I were so happy about stinging nettles today. Oh, if people only knew what a wonderful thing it is. In former times, in fact, the holy women that were called witches, these wise and holy women, they used stinging nettle. They said it is a holy plant, and that means something, full of minerals and so forth.
You know, a very practical question. You said that you raised your daughter also on this diet. Did your daughter eat all the wild greens like that, or do you have some kind of tricks you can tell, you know, women, because this is a common concern of families and moms, that the kids won't eat the wild greens so easily because some of them are bitter, you know, they don't taste so good. It's more easy to convince them to eat the fruits. But have you, you know, how did you do it with your daughter?
Well, with my daughter, I was lucky that she liked it. From the beginning, she was so used to it, no? And she went over the grass and the clover and the chickweed and so on. When she was older, it changed a little bit because of society and the school and so on. So she was a little bit shy and did it not that open as she used to do it. So when kids go to teenage age, they change a bit, yes. I would suggest never force children to do something, just be a good forebild.
Example, just be a good example.
Yes. Just be a good example, and the kids will follow you. If you are kind and nice to your kids, they will love to do what you do. And Marcus also suggests to put the greens with fruits into a juicer to make smoothies. That is, of course, also a way to get familiar with the taste and the good ingredients of the wild food. But after a while, kids like it. That is the experience that I have made. They have to get used to it, of course. Everybody has, because it's a different taste. It's like getting used to durian. Durian, such a wonderful fruit. Oh, the best fruit ever on
right.
earth. But in the beginning, people have to get used to the smell, to the taste. They have never tasted something wonderful before. So they have to get used to it. And that's exactly the same with the wild plants and wild greenery.
Yes, I totally agree. The same was with our children. You know, we have 4 of our children, and we all have wild greens, and a lot every day we have greens. You know, and it was the same. You know, but right now, and this is I just back Brigitte up with this one. It's just you have to get used to it yourself and your children, and once you just do it over and over and over again, your kids will eventually get used to it and like it. And our kids, everyone, they ask for their greens. So this is what happens in the long term. But another question a lot of families and moms have regarding this diet is especially about foresting and harvesting all the wild greens. If you have children and, for example, your husband is not there, you have to do it by yourself and go out there and get all the greens. Now, what do you suggest to women who have children and have busy days, a busy schedule, that they can just get enough greens for their families? This is the time aspect of just getting all the greens together.
Yes, I see what you mean. But, Ka, time aspects are not as much as people think in practice. Well, we all have 24 hours. Time is a very democratically spread thing. Yeah? The beggar has 24 hours and the king has 24 hours. And people will realize after a while, eating this natural way, they need less sleep. That is something that everybody finds out after a while. And then you have to put the very important things in the beginning of the day. I mean, I get up and do my exercising and my workouts and my running and so on. And on my way from the woods, on my way back from running, I collect in a jar, in a glass jar with an airtight lid, I collect the greenery for the rest of the day. That takes me 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm so used to it to do it quickly. And then I have it in a cool, dry, dark place stored, like a refrigerator or something. And then I take it out every time I need it. So it's once a day to do it. And everybody should take that time to do such an important thing, and don't think that you don't have it. Nobody says, well, I don't have the time for eating, or I don't have the time for sleeping. I mean, important things, you just have to take the time.
Exactly. Yes, it's totally right. And another thing, especially if you have children, this is what we used to do and what I still do here sometimes. I just take them with me, when I'm going out there, and the kids love to be out there in nature, they can run around, and they this is what I experience with my children. They just love to be with me out there, if I'm going to pick the greens, they just, are around us, they just eat it right away. So I think also it has a lot to do with what you moms experience and make problems out of where there might be not such a big problem if you just allow yourself to see, like what Brigitte was saying, that it's just a setting of priorities, and if you have time to eat and time to watch TV, or for many other strange things you have time, but not to have time look for your food. So it makes not really sense. It really, if you want to do it, you find time to do it. So
it's also here at that point I would like to say, look at our ancestors, how they did it. I mean, they did everything together in a group with their children, and they separated not so much from the children. And children love it, as you said. They love it, and they love to learn the words, what is the meaning, and they are proud to teach their friends, oh, look at this is my word, this is that. They like it because they know it's something special that other kids don't, and they like to teach them, and the others share it with them too, and that is a very fine thing to do for children, to learn how nature works.
Exactly. Wow, Brigitte, thank you so much for this interview. I really appreciate that. That was really inspiring to see you talking about this 20 years of raw food experience. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you to Germany.
Thank you also, Ka, and all my love to my American friends, and to you, your beautiful children, and your wonderful wife, Katie. Well, here's my love to you.
Thank you so much. Wow, I'm inspired. You can see how much fun this can be, you know. The raw food diet, it does work. If you see Brigitte doing it for 20 years, she's a shining example, you know, of the success you can celebrate and the health level you can celebrate if you go on a raw food diet. So I hope this was some inspiration for you out there. I would love to receive some feedback. You can comment here down below this video. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm gonna be back tomorrow with the next Raw Inspiration TV show. All my love. Thank you so much. This was your Ka Sundance. Bye bye.